Hello, Shamanettes, and welcome to the Beauty Shaman. So today I'm going to talk about dry skin. So dry skin is huge, right? It's early 2022 as I'm making this video. Here in Boulder, we had 8 degrees last night. It's very cold. Very cold, and my skin reacts to it like everybody's skin. I notice my skin gets really tight and dry, and I have to change certain things in my diet and in what I'm doing externally in order to combat that and to keep my skin feeling good and hydrated. So we're going to talk about some great strategies for dry skin, not just in the winter months, but some of you have dry skin year round. So we're going to target just dry skin on the whole. I've done a video on winter skin specifically, so be sure to check that out. I'll put that in the corner. But now we're just going to talk about dry skin on the whole and what are some things you can do about dry skin. Okay, before we get going, please visit my website at thebeautyshamanstore.com and also sign up for my newsletter when you go there. Hit the subscribe button and hit the bell in order to be alerted every time I upload a video. Let's get going. All right, dry skin really shows exactly what's going on in our body. It's the canary in the coal mine. I've said this before. Any skin abnormality, deficiency, anything that we see like a dullness in our skin, all of that is reflecting what's going on internally. Now, normally when people talk about dry skin, they're talking about hard skin. So if you take your skin, you know how it gets that hard, crusty feeling to it? That's different than kind of general dry skin. Everybody's going to have dry skin in 8-degree weather. It's unavoidable. But that hard layer of dry skin is really what I'm going to talk about because that has more to do with what's going on internally than it does necessarily the cold weather, although that is a part of it. All right, so with hard skin, if you went and took a jar of mayonnaise or maybe some olive oil and you put it on top, or coconut oil, that's a big thing, put it on top, it'll automatically feel better. But what you'll notice in about an hour or so is your skin feels dry all over again. Those ingredients, the coconut oil, say for example, is not formulated to go beneath the stratum corneum in your skin. It's just not. It's meant to deal with just the surface layer of your skin. That's why just using coconut oil every day on your skin might feel okay, especially if you have oily skin, it probably is fine, but then you're going to have that real oily sense on top. In any case, I would say those are not sufficient to deal with what we're talking about today. They also don't deal with any long-term issue when it comes to dry skin. And what we're talking about is more the long-term of what you're going to do. So one of the issues with the beauty industry is that there's this big lie, right? You buy this jar of cream and everything's going to be better. You're going to look like you're 12 again. It's going to be amazing. Okay, that's what we call BS. And the skincare industry is phenomenal at that. Like I used to be a model. And honestly, one of the ads I did, this was back in France, I don't know, too many years ago, but I was marketing a cream to keep you youthful. I can't remember what the terminology was. I was 16 years old. And I was the model. I was the spokesperson for it. And I look back at that. And at the time, it seemed perfectly like, okay, you know. Now I look back, I'm like, oh my God, that's so ridiculous. But that's what we're programmed into, is to have a really young woman who has no wrinkles, right? Who probably parties all night, wakes up and looks that same way, right? Like we did. And that's so silly. So I'm not talking about that, okay? But I'm talking about the sort of the poison of the industry and getting beyond that into something that's much more healthy and less toxic of a view of beauty and youth. Okay, so for starters, one of the great lies, I guess, is told by none other than here in the US, the RDA, the Recommended Daily Allowance for food, for vitamins, for what we need. Okay, that whole chart, if you've ever looked at the RDA, it's so silly. Okay, we're going to touch on it just to show how silly it is and how we need to think really outside of kind of the general what we're told, okay? We no longer can rely on everybody to tell us, the government to tell us what's right to do with our bodies. They don't know, or they're going to just trying to make money off of it. So what I'm talking about is you gaining knowledge so you can do it yourself. I love empowering women. I love being empowered. So the RDA, which is also known as the Ridiculous Deficiency Allowance, recommends 100 milligrams of vitamin C a day. So if you take 100 milligrams of vitamin C a day, you will notice absolutely nothing. It doesn't keep you from disease. It doesn't do anything. Okay, 100 milligrams is like a drop in the bucket. It's nothing. What I'm talking about is a larger dose. You need between 1,000 to 5,000 milligrams per day in order to see a noticeable difference in your skin. I would say after menopause, I would go up to 5,000 and maybe even more in order to build your immune system, especially now because we're dealing with COVID variants, that sort of thing. building your immune system becomes super important. And what goes in within your body also comes out on the outside. We know this. So taking a higher quantity of really stellar vitamin C, I'm going to hold up mine. If you watch my videos, you're like, yeah, I know this. Anyway, Now Foods, this is vitamin C. It is 1,000 milligrams. I take between 4 and 5 a day. I break it up during the day so it's not all at once. That can really upset your stomach. So, use your own wisdom on your body and what's best for you. But what I'm saying is don't listen to kind of the culture say what you need and don't need, because you need way more than that. Some of you say, I eat oranges, so I have enough vitamin C. You're going to need to eat between 15 and 20 oranges per day. Well, that's a lot of oranges. You're going to turn into like an orange monster or something, or your skin's going to turn, I don't know, like weird. So needless to say, eating oranges doesn't do it. You really need to take an internal form of vitamin form, a supplement form of vitamin C. Okay, the idea of vitamins tends to fall under a catch-all phrase. Like, I take my vitamins. That should be enough. I take my multivitamin, or I take my vitamins. What I want to do is break this apart just a little bit. Now, I am not a naturopath, so I cannot tell you this is what you specifically need. I have no idea what you specifically need. The only person who's going to know that is you, and getting help from somebody who actually knows, like a natural medicine doctor, a naturopath, a functional medicine doctor sometimes can help, although not all of them are super well versed in nutritional supplements. Depends on the doctor. Having said that, I do want to run through ones that are necessary, I guess, so that you can look at what you're taking and say good or bad. I'm not really supportive of multivitamins. I feel like it's lumping way too many things in one, although I've known some naturopaths who think multivitamins are fine. Really, you figure out what works for you. So I'm going to run through some vitamins here. There's water-soluble vitamins, which are B and C. Absolutely necessary, right? Then there's 4 fat-soluble vitamins, including D, E, A, and K. Then there's a subcategory of vitamin B, where there's vitamins 1, 2, and 5 within the B. So be sure to get a B complex vitamin. Then you also need minerals, okay? It's not just vitamins. You also need minerals like potassium, sodium, magnesium, and iodine. I never knew how important iodine was. I had to raise my iodine in order to combat some illnesses I was having. And voila, they all went away. Minerals can do a huge amount for your body. I highly recommend looking into what minerals you need. Then there's 10 to 11 amino acids. Lastly, there's 2 essential fatty acids. That is omega-3 and 6s. I like to take omega-369. This is really comprehensive. This is 1,200 milligrams per gel tab. I take 4 of these a day. And if that's not enough, I take more. And if you're postmenopausal, you need even more oils in your diet than someone who's premenopausal, because we tend to dry up more as we get older. So I do recommend that. I also like putting liquid flaxseed oil. This is some organic flaxseed oil I like a lot by Nature's Way. I put about 1 to 2 tablespoons a day on my food. Why not? And the reason they're called essential is because if you don't take them, you will die. You need them. Those of you who are on a low-fat diet, no! You need the fats. You need good fats in your diet. That's so yesterday. Get the essential fatty acids into your diet. You'll notice a big change in your dry skin. All right, I want to go back to this idea of the skin showing what's going on internally. One of the things I want to point out here is things like psoriasis. So psoriasis is a classic vitamin D, A, and zinc deficiency. So if your immune system is weak, if you're having problems with psoriasis of the skin, I would say raise those vitamin supplements and you will notice an immediate difference in your skin. What happens is when our bodies don't have enough vitamins and minerals, they tend to take the vitamins and minerals that we have and pull them towards our inner organs in order to survive. And that's one of the reasons why your skin is the first place to show any deficiencies in your body. So it's amazing how much getting your nutritional supplements correct can make your skin look better. It's 80% of skin health is internal, 20% is external. And we get this idea that if I get the right foundation, then my skin's going to look great. What I would think about is getting your vitamins and nutritional supplements correct, and then get yourself a nice foundation, or don't wear a foundation because your skin looks so amazing. I would be remiss if I didn't mention water. Water is so huge. I would say drinking between 36 and 64 ounces of water a day. Forget 8 glasses. Who keeps count anyway? Drinking that every single day, maybe put a few lemons in it. That makes a huge difference. Just that helps to flush out toxins from your body. Drinking a lot of water is so key. Now, I'm breaking the rules right now because I'm having some tea. But anyway, it's cold in here. I would say visiting a local naturopath will really help. Working on building your collagen by drinking bone broth is really awesome. I drink a ton of bone broth. I love this brand. I hold them up a lot. This is Beauty in the Broth. They send this concentrate, bone broth concentrate, to your door. It's great. You just reconstitute it. Tastes way better than making it yourself. I don't know if you're good at it. You can do it. I've tried making it myself. It was so nasty. Ugh. All right, so externally, of course, you want to use skincare that's really going to hydrate your skin. I think when it comes to moisturizer, the number one ingredient you're looking for is lipophilic vitamin C. I might have said that wrong. Lipophilic, maybe it's called vitamin C. And that is a stable form of vitamin C that is used in moisturizers. That's the ingredient you're looking for. So when you have your moisturizer, turn it on the back, look at the ingredient list. First of all, if the ingredient list is really long, if it's over like 20, it's probably not doing very much good for you. You want to get the shorter ingredient list and look for that word, lipophilic vitamin C. The moisturizer I use that I really love, it's super hydrating. It's super hydrating. I use it morning and night. And this is Transdermal C Balm by Truth Treatments. This is it's amazing stuff. I put it on and my skin feels great. It lasts all day. So I use that twice a day, as well as do all of the strategies that I've talked about here. So I hope this has been helpful for you. I hope that you've come away with some really great actionable things to do for your dry skin. Please write down below. I always love hearing from you. I always respond. I'm really good about that. Have a great day and take great care of your dry skin.